Good evening and welcome to Anime-Zing Radio here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm your host, Doug Engler. Joining me in the co-host seats, as always, are our good friends Angela Rose.
Heyo!
And Darren Starling.
Hi.
Tonight we don't have a guest lined up because we wanted to talk about the upcoming fall 2022 season of anime. We are going to go through the My Anime list, talking about the shows that are on there, what we're looking at watching, what we're going to avoid, give our opinions on stuff, and this should be quite entertaining since we all have very differences in opinions of the style of animes that we watch. Hopefully this season Angela will find something that piques her interest to watch, which I think she already has. I think we already agreed on one show that we're all watching. And hello, Ross.
Spy Family! Come on! That could be my entire watch list. Spoiler, it's not, but still.
And we want to remind everybody that Anime-Zing Radio is brought to you tonight by Home Circle Media for the latest and greatest in anime gear. Everything from pens, pencils, stationery, and officially licensed art books. Be sure to check out homecirclemedia.com today or look for them at an upcoming convention near you. We're also brought to you tonight by Casey Fox. For all of your artwork, cosplay, and photography needs, be sure to check out Casey Fox, that's KAYCIFOXX, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can also find her at another anime convention coming up in 3 weeks in Massachusetts. So if you happen to be going to that convention, step by the table and say hi. Again, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hello, Ross. Ross says he has 20 shows he's watching this season.
You sound like me, back when I actually had that kind of time.
I am impressed.
I don't think I have that many that I'm going to be watching. Upon a quick look through, I thought that I might have 4. And then after doing a little bit of fun streaming last night, playing a video game, which thank you for the input, Ross. I think I'm going to try to play some games here or there a little more often when I can. Just A, added content, B, just more fun and time to interact with the fans. But I did start Beast Tamer, which was interesting to say the least. I think that's one that I'm going to see.
My list, I think my list is currently at 4. Granted, if we're counting Ruby, it's 5. Granted, 2 of them are effectively from last season because we waited for the dubs. One, Netflix delayed a season because Japan and the rights, and Ruby, we waited for the dub.
So by bringing up the My Anime list, we are going to start off with Chainsaw Man. That's the first one up.
That's on my list.
I know Chainsaw Man is a series that a lot of people have been looking forward to.
Yeah. My friend in the Philippines did character art for the female protagonist and sold out entirely of everything related to her, if I'm not mistaken, this past weekend at one of the conventions there.
That's cool. This is labeled as an action supernatural show. Theme gore. So that screams Angela to me.
But depending on the gore, I'm action supernatural. Fuck yeah, that's me. Gore can be hit or miss. If it's well done, that's fine. Gore for the sake of gore, not so much.
Blood Plus or...
But Chainsaw Man, I believe, was the first original, not ongoing or core 2 to be put on the list for us. So
I don't have any interest in it, if I'm being completely honest. Does not pique my interest at all.
Surprising no one. Because let's be real, if it's on my list, Doug, 80-20, you're not interested.
I still say you need to watch Call of the Night. I think you will like it.
That's called Someone Give Me Access to High Dive, and I'll download it to watch.
Okay.
Because I cannot justify, given the amount of travel we have planned and other things on the books, I cannot justify another subscription.
Which is fair.
But if someone wants to give me access temporarily while I download the season to my iPad,
I can do you one more than that.
But up next is a show that we all watched season 1 of. We all are probably going to be watching season 2 of. And that is, no surprise to anybody, Spy Family Part 2. Because we need more Anya. And the ultimate waifu. Who is a waifu? Yor.
And quite dangerous.
I actually went looking to see if I could find one of yours dresses that I could wear to a convention, like as casual cosplay.
I can only imagine.
Because yours is just awesome.
She is like the ultimate female character when you look at like top tier female characters in anime, because she's attractive, she's strong, she's deadly, she can be sweet, she gets embarrassed. She like checks all the correct boxes for like ultimate waifu. I still will stand by my guns that Marin is best girl of 2022, which I said when Dress Up Darling came out. But man, yours is right up there in the running. Probably a very close second.
Well, a lot of people are saying wait till Makima is introduced from Chainsaw Man. So, well, I know you don't plan on watching it, but I want to see what all the hype is about.
So, Angela,
all right, I will be back momentarily.
She's pulling a me.
And Ross in the chat room said, "Oh, Doug, was I right about how Beast Tamer and Banished from the Heroes Party started out the same?" Very, very similar. Because the Beast Tamer was a part of a hero's party, and they called him useless and worthless. The difference in this was it wasn't just one person calling him useless, like in Banished from the Heroes Party. In Beast Tamer, it was the entire party basically throwing him up and saying he was useless. But we will get to more of Beast Tamer in a bit. We are waiting for Angela to come back. Up next, though, we have Mob Psycho 100 Part 3.
I'm hyped because Mob Psycho is a great show. It really is. And the animation for it, as trippy as it is, or it can be, I should say, is quite good. Season 1, I feel, was a little bit better than season 2, but at the same time, it's still a good show. And the most overpowered character is still Reagan.
I have not seen any of Mob Hero or
Mob Psycho.
Mob Psycho.
All right.
And there's Angela back and better than ever.
Mob Psycho, I have not seen any of.
I honestly think you would like it, Angela. I really do.
That's one
Action,
of
comedy,
those.
supernatural.
That's one of those when we talked about this a few weeks back, I kind of looked at it, but it's one of those. It's one of those. I'll get to it. I'll probably get to it eventually.
If nothing else, it had some very, very, very good fight scenes.
I can get behind that.
Like, you thought Dragon Maid had a good fight scene. This one from season 1 in particular had literally one of the best fight scenes in anime in general. I'm not
Dragon,
even I'm not even kidding.
Dragon Maid, I didn't like.
I think he was referring to me,
Ah, fair.
talking about the epic Toru versus Ilulu battle in season 2, episode 1.
Of
Fair.
course.
Which, for you Ilulu fans out there, Christy Rothrock will be joining us on October 23rd. We are going to be doing a Halloween-type special where we're not really going to be talking about her career or anything like that. We're going to be talking more about ghosts, goblins, and Halloween-themed stuff, since it is the spooky month. And speaking of spooky, we have My Hero Academia Season 6 coming up. I don't know why that's spooky, but some of the villains in that are kind of freaky.
Well, I'm about to say, look at the background of the key image.
Yeah,
It's Halloween themed.
it kind of is. Is that like a big pumpkin on there?
No. Where? The orange thing? No,
Yeah.
that looks like hero number 2, whatever his face is.
That's just Endeavor.
Thank you. I couldn't remember his name.
Needless to say, I'm actually watching My Hero. I haven't watched the new episode that just dropped yet, but it's on my list.
I am not gonna be watching it.
Same.
Ross says watching
Ross is
Spy
apparently-
Family and Mob and Hero. That's so those are the 3 out of 20 so far. Spy Family, Mob Psycho, and My Hero.
Well, at least you have one supporter, Angela.
You know, I'll take what I can get.
Up next on the list, we have Bleach. 1,000-Year Blood War.
About to say, it only took how many years for this to finally happen?
Fun news about Bleach. Well, that's not on my watch list because I've not seen any of it. Bleach is one of those. Well, Bleach is going to be up on Disney Plus apparently.
Interesting.
Not entirely thrilled about that.
I don't know how I feel about that. But at this point, there's just way too much Bleach, so I might as well just wait until it's done and maybe watch it, maybe read it.
It'll be another one of those One Piece deals where there's going to be over 1,000 episodes and you'll never have a chance to watch it.
It's
Bingo.
only about 280, 300, so it's nowhere near what One Piece is.
And Ross says that Bleach is number 4 out of 20. So he is going to keep a running tab on the shows that he's watching.
Hey, I'm all for this.
If you have the time to watch that many shows, hats off to you. I do not.
I no longer do. And
Same.
And fun fact about Bleach, animation companies in Japan were actually a little pissed off at Bleach because of the huge hype surrounding it. They're kind of taking a lot of studios' good employees' time to work on Bleach, therefore jeopardizing to an extent the quality of the shows that the other studios are producing.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yep. Because Bleach is such a huge deal, they're trying to get the best talent they can. And much to many other studios' dismay, like I said, since a lot of people that work on this stuff are freelance agents, they can work with multiple studios. And Bleach, being having the popularity and reputation it does, they of course they want that to be as perfect as possible. And probably also the fact they got not only Sony but Disney kind of behind the curtains. I'm sure they want to do a good job or are being pressured to do quality work for that reason alone.
Oh, I'm sure. Up next, we have To Your Eternity Season 2.
I heard really good things about the first season, and it was on my watch list. I just never got around to it.
This is the first time hearing about it.
I've
So
heard good things about To Your Eternity. I've never watched it. It's an adventure drama supernatural is the tags for it.
To give you some background, Angela, okay, an orb known as only it is cast down to earth to be observed from afar, capable of changing forms from beings whose reflection it captures. It first becomes a rock, then, due to the rising temperatures, moss. It does not move until one snowy day a wolf at death's door barely crosses by it. When it takes the animal's form, it attains awareness of its consciousness and starts to wander with an unclear destination in mind. Soon it comes across the wolf's master, a young boy waiting for his tribe to return from a paradise abundant with fish and fruit in the south. Although the boy is lonely, he still hopes those whom he holds dear in his memories have not forgotten him, and he will reunite with them one day. The boy wants to explore new surroundings and decides to abandon his home with it to find the paradise using the traces of his tribe left behind. However, a heavily injured body and no sight of his elder comrades, what will become of the boy? So basically, you have an orb that changes form depending on what it comes across with, gaining consciousness and trying to figure out what it is or what is life. So it's kind of like AI learning how to act like a human. You're giving an inanimate object a chance to humanize or gain the sense of self. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it has really good ratings. The previous season was rated at 8.38, and
Oh,
that's pretty good.
and it's on Crunchy, which means I can go back and watch season 1.
Does that sound like something you'd be interested in?
It sounds like something worth giving a couple episodes to.
I'm not sure if I would watch it or not.
That's one of those. I'll give it a shot. I'll give a couple episodes a shot. Why not?
And for those of you keeping track at home, of the 6 shows we've talked about thus far, I plan on watching 1. And that's Spy Family Part 2.
I'm at, out of the 6 that are on the screen, I'm at 3.
I'm at 1, 2, 3. I'm at 3 myself.
So of these higher tier, or not higher tier, but first few shows that they have shown here on my anime list, I only plan on watching 1. We're gonna get ready to the next 6 that are coming up on the screen. Up next, we have Blue Lock.
Soccer, sports, no, thank you.
I think While I will watch the occasional what I lovingly refer to as sports trash, this one doesn't grab me.
This one doesn't grab me at all. I'm not really a soccer fan, and no offense to the soccer fans around the world. I just don't have the time to try to understand soccer when I don't have time to keep up with the sports that I do like, including many different forms of auto racing, Major League Baseball, football, hockey.
Well, football is a shit show right now. No, I'll stop. I'll stop derailing this.
We already know the Patriots season's pretty much over.
As far as football goes, I'm at the Go Bills point of the season. The Red Sox are all but eliminated.
There's hope for the Bruins.
The Bruins, I went to a preseason game yesterday. The Bruins are looking decent.
Can I still say go Panthers, or do you think they're done?
I haven't been following the Panthers, so shrug.
Well, they're 1-2 right now, but I mean,
anything can happen.
Anything.
It's still early enough where, yeah, you can say go Panthers. I don't have a reason to really argue with that.
And at the same point in time, Miami started out 3-0 and then lost their quarterback because their head coach is a retard.
So it's business as usual for Miami.
You should not. I saw video footage of how the quarterback was acting after last week. He had a concussion, even though it wasn't diagnosed that way. He couldn't even stand without like getting dizzy, falling down and stuff. And a back injury does not typically do that. So when he got destroyed in Thursday night's game on what looked like a typical tackle, yes, his head kind of hit the dirt a little bit rough, but you knew as soon as he hit, he was done for. His fingers curled up in a very unnatural manner, and you knew there was damage done.
Moving on.
Up next, we have Darren's favorite anime, Uzaki-chan, Season 2.
Waifu Season 2.
I'm just going to say everything about this is not my jam.
I will probably watch it because I sat through Season 1, and I'm curious to see what happens in Season 2. Are those wonderful coffee hosts, the father-daughter team, still going to try to dictate their lives and interfere and try to get them together? I'm more curious about side stories than I am the main characters.
I'll give you that one. But Uzaki is still adorable despite how she is.
And Ross in the chat, going back to the Bleach topic, he says Bleach is getting an English simulcast.
Of course. Because that's where a large portion of the demand came from as well. Even though they generally ignore English or Western opinions, this was a kind of a unanimous voice on both sides of the world.
This next show, just by reading the first sentence of the synopsis, sounds like it would be something right up Angela's category, and that is The Eminence in Shadow.
This is another one that is actually on my radar.
It's on my radar. It's one of those. It's one of those. This is going to be for me one that
is either really good or really stupid.
And it's probably going to be that whole I say I'm going to watch it and I just don't get around to it. Because while the description's interesting, it's an isekai reincarnation, and I tend to not like those.
Is this an isekai?
It is. In his previous life in modern-day Japan, reborn into a world of magic.
Okay.
So yes, it is an isekai. However, like I said, this is one that I've been hearing really good things about from my friends that read the light novel. So
We'll give that a if I have time for it this season, I'll keep it on the radar.
And it says it's going to be a 20 episode show.
so a 2-core show. Nice.
Up next on the list, we have Welcome to Demon School, Iramakun Season 3.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of regret not getting into this when it initially aired.
I have not watched any of it. I've heard of it, but nothing ever really intrigued me enough to want to start watching it.
This is the first time hearing of it, and meh.
Basically, human boy is sold to devil to pay off parents' debts. Ends up going into a school full of demons, kind of like Skune went to a school full of yokai. And the whole goal is for him not to get found out. And as time goes on, he basically starts to develop abilities, if I'm not mistaken.
And we have Ross is at 5 and 6.
So 5 and 6 for Ross. I am currently at 2 with Uzaki and Spy Family. Number 3, or potential number 3, is up next for me. Reincarnated as a Sword. Yes, another isekai. This one seems like it could be either a cute slice of life type of show or really, really ridiculous.
This one does not grab me.
Of course not.
Well, just wait until we get reincarnated as a vending machine.
I mean, they're running out of things to reincarnate into. We've got pharmacists and, realist heroes and lazy people and spiders, and now we have a sword.
And overlords.
Overlords and, idol groups and... So this is one I would probably watch. The main female character is kind of cute. Granted, I like cat girls, even though she looks like she's very young. I would not put her in a waifu category by no means. She'd be more of like the younger sister protect category, just based off the picture. I have no idea anything about the character. So this is one that I will probably at least give the 3-episode trial to. Whether I stay with it or not, we shall see. And up next is Urusei Yatsura. I've never even heard of this.
Fun fact, that aired in the 80s.
That explains the artwork.
The original air date was October 14th, 1981 to March 19th, 1986. There was 195 episodes.
And it's based on a manga.
And this is going to be a Sentai Filmworks.
Scroll down, and where it says adaptation and alternative version, click the alternative version. That gives you the original.
Oh, wow, yeah. Interesting.
So a remake almost 30 years later. No, a little over 30 years later.
to the day.
To
the day, 41 years
41 years later, to the day,
Oh,
October
41
14th.
years later.
41 years later.
Yeah, I say this. I should have figured that out because that's a couple months before I was born.
So interesting. This will probably catch the eye of some older anime fans. Some people might actually remember that one. I don't know. So at the moment, after 12 shows, I have 3. With one of them being a potential.
I have 5 with. I might check out Reincarnated as a Sword. I don't know.
I have 3 definites, one as a if I get to it.
Going on to the next group of 6, we have the Kankole Itsuka Ano Umide.
You missed one.
I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss.
Oh, that came up the 3rd one in the row on this.
That's weird because it came up for first for me.
Same.
Interesting. Although I pulled this up like 3 days ago, so they could have switched positions.
They probably have.
Because I pulled it up on my screen when I loaded up everything at the desk.
Okay, yeah, I updated it, and it jumped from 40K to 43K. People have put a rating on this, so okay, I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. We'll move that up and then bounce the other one up next. That's what happens when you open the tab like 3 days before the show in preparation and then don't update the tab.
I will say, based on this description, does not interest me.
It sounds like Reincarnated as a villainess.
I was going to say, is this a spin-off of that?
No, not really, but looks like your villainess is trying to make sure the final boss wins. I don't know. Oh, so she's trying to steal the final boss from the heroine, I guess. And avoid her end. Go figure. So might as well be.
It's an isekai.
In all honesty, it does not pique my interest at all.
Mine's eh.
And I'm sure Ange has no interest in this one.
Correct.
And I'm the villainous, Ross. Is that number 7 on your list out of 20? It says number 7 out of 20, so I think it's that one.
Probably.
Then Kankole, as I said earlier, is up next.
I think I watched season 1 of Contact Collection. I don't remember if I finished all of it, but it was entertaining enough. Would I watch season 2? I doubt it.
I don't know anything about it.
Remember Girls in Panzer?
Yeah. Is this the boats?
Yes, this is the boat one.
Okay, yeah, I never watched it because I was like, okay, the Strike Witches was really good, minus a spoof season. Girls in Panzer was fantastic, based off the fact they made a sport out of firing tanks at each other. I don't know if I could get into boats.
This one, season 1 aired in 2015.
Yep.
Yeah, this does not interest me.
Kongo desu. Congo was literally the most out energetic of the ships. Between and Udachi always saying poi, and oh my gosh, so many things are coming back from season 1.
So Darren may go and watch season 2 now that he's got all these memories coming back.
No, it actually makes me not want to watch it.
He'd rather go back and do some more Nico Nico Knees.
Still have not seen Love Live.
You should. Be one of us, Darren. Anyhow.
Maybe I'll watch The Idol Master first.
Actually, you should watch Shine Post first. Shine Post puts all the Love Lives to shame, and I'm sure I'll get some crap for that, but Shine Post is a lot better than any of the Love Lives, in my opinion. Moving on, we have Golden Kamuy, 4th season. I never saw any of the first 3.
Me neither. Heard great things about it, but
genres: action, adventure, theme, historical.
I'm trying to. This is one of those. I've never heard of it.
surprising.
So I'm basically trying to find the season 1 so I can actually get a.
It's on Crunchyroll, if I recall correctly.
And Content Collection number 8 out of 20 for Ross.
In the early 1900s, Hokkaido after the Russo-Japanese War, blah, blah, blah. I love historical stuff. But given that this already has at least 36 episodes, this might be one of those I'll put it on the section of my list as the I'll get to it eventually.
Well, the ratings continue to go up. 787, 823, 846. So must be somewhat worth watching.
Yeah. We shall put that in. It's getting added to the list, but like everything
You get
else.
to it when you get to it.
Bingo.
Up next, we have Shinobi no Itoki, which I know nothing about this one. After surviving an attack from the rival Koga clan, Itoki Sakuraba, an ordinary boy, discovered that he is a 19th heir of the Iga ninja. Itoki learns to become an Iga clan ninja and joins the war between the Iga and Koga clans.
So Naruto non-shonen edition.
But where is it airing?
Let's see if it shows.
Studio Troika.
It doesn't say.
Licensors, none found.
So in other words,
illegal streaming site. If you're looking in the US. We don't support that, but that may be the only way to find this one.
There are a lot of shows that fall in that category.
This is one of those. This is one of those. It looks like it could be interesting, but looks like it could be dumb.
You'll probably hear more about it if it's any good later in the season.
In which case, then I can go back to it.
Yep. Up next, we have Beast Tamer. And this has a long Japanese name, and the translation, they just put Beast Tamer.
Because why not?
Because the main character is basically a beast tamer. His name is Reen. and he is able to get into temporary contracts with animals, get into major contracts with spirit animals, and basically he thought he was a useful member of the Heroes Party, and in episode 1, the start off, they say, "You're useless, you're trash, we hate having to bail you out of trouble, you're fired, get out of our party," basically, throwing him to the wolves, so to speak.
So
Ross is
sounds like a failure of a Pokemon Ranger. Since they never captured Pokemon, they just borrowed their abilities.
And Ross says Crunchyroll for Shinobu.
and Ross also says Beastdamer is 9 of 20.
I did watch episode 1, which dropped yesterday on High Dive, or High Dive or Crunchyroll, I think, for that one, and it actually piqued my interest a bit. Again, cute animal girls. I think there's going to be another potential waifu dragon girl just based off of the opening sequence. They haven't run into her. They only ran into a cat spirit, which he was able to enter into a contract with. So he basically tamed a rare and not extinct, but very endangered cat spirit species. So it looks like it has the potential to be very interesting. So I'm going to continue watching it. For all I know, it could have the feel of one of those guilty pleasure type shows that is more entertaining because the characters are cute than the storyline being good, much like shows like not reincarnated as a slime, killing slimes for 300 years, in another world with my smartphone, things of that nature. Up next on the list, and this one sounded absolutely ridiculous to me
I've
by the title.
somehow gotten stronger when I improved my farm-related skills. Okay, so we took Farmville into an anime.
Can I just say no?
Can I just say I'm kind of intrigued by some of the characters, and that
About to
is
say,
it.
the cute girls is about it.
And the fact that I have claimed Farmville, putting it that way is like, I might give that a 3-episode trial.
I think I was more into Cityville than Farmville. Thinking back on it.
I never did either.
I blame my best friend for Cityville because he's the one that told me to do it, and then was one of the first friends to quit playing it.
I still actually have Farmville 2 on my phone.
Yeah,
And I play it from time to time. I kind of cheat the system, though, because I won't play it for a while, then I'll log in, gain like 100 keys, save them, and not play for a few days, maybe a week, and then get distracted by other stuff, not play for a while, log back in, get another 100 keys because it's been a while. So I kind of cheat the system on that one. So out of 18 shows, I have 3 yeses and 2 3-episode trials. So a potential of 5 for me.
I've lost count. 1, 2, 3,
Same.
4, 4,
And
5,
Ross is up to 10.
6. I'm at 7-ish and 2 maybes, I think.
So you're on pace with Ross at the moment, just about, Darren.
I'm at 3 definites.
Okay,
And at least 2, I'll get to them eventually.
Okay, this next one is definitely on my list.
I knew it would be on your list when I saw the title. More than a married couple, but not lovers.
I'm a sucker for those kinds of stories. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. Synopsis.
Whereas I read that description and was just kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever's.
And to me, this almost sounds like it could be Gamers Gone Wrong.
It looks like Love and Lies to me.
I didn't see Love and Lies.
I tried to get you to watch Scum's Wish, but we only made it through one episode.
Yeah.
More than a married couple, but not. Yeah, this kind of sounds like Love and Lies to an extent.
I mean, it could
Or
be.
my let's see, practical polar opposite, a gal, a gal. Hey, so my girlfriend is a gal, maybe.
Yeah.
Also, Nisekoi for false lovers. I'm seeing so many shows I've watched in the past run into this, but definitely on my list.
And this one's a comedy, drama, romance. Up next is a show I really don't know anything about. I don't know if it's something I would even watch.
Do it yourself.
No, you do it yourself.
What are we talking about?
An anime called Do It
That's
Yourself.
the title of the anime, Do It Yourself.
You
And
missed, you missed the joke, but okay.
no, I ignored the joke on purpose.
You're no fun.
This is the first time seeing of this and doesn't grab me at all.
Same.
Yeah. But basically, it's a group of girls who try to do DIY projects and suck at it, but continue still to try to do it anyway.
At least if you're gonna do that, at least try and make a video game or something.
So
Well,
we see
it's an original anime, so and I've never heard of this studio before.
Pine Jam. Have they done anything else?
Great question.
Gamers.
They did
Gamers.
Tamer.
Gleipnir. Just because. Line novel I've never heard of. I haven't heard of most of these shows.
They did Gleipnir. Oh, and they did Tawawa. Huh.
Tawawa looks like it could. Just the picture
Tawawa,
alone looks like it could be a porn.
it's not. Believe me, it's actually very wholesome. And Tawawa on Monday is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's very wholesome.
And I like how I make a gamers reference, and then the next anime we go to is by the studio who did gamers. And that was not on purpose. That was not a segue into that. I had honestly no clue. Up next, we have Raven of the Inner Palace. It's a fantasy historical. Deep within the inner palace lives a special consort who does not serve the emperor despite her position, known as the Raven Consort. People who have seen her say she looks like an old woman, while others say she looks like a young girl. Stories talk of her use of mysterious arts and how she can take on any request, be it death curses to finding lost things. Koshun, the current emperor, goes to visit the Raven consort with that intention without knowing that their fated meeting will become a taboo that will overturn history.
Not interested.
Meh.
Producers Aniplex. Studio Bandai Namco.
So one of several Bandai has this season.
Does not pique my interest at all. Mobile Suit Gundam.
More Gundam.
That's actually on my list.
Does not surprise me. You love your mecha.
Episode 1 dropped overnight. We haven't watched it yet. But let's be real, it's Gundam.
It's Gundam. She's gonna love it.
It'll be fun.
Up next is a show that I started season 1 and got kind of turned off by it. It's not often that I will say a show is too ecchi, but when the whole show is just ecchi and no storyline, I'm at the point now. I think a younger me would have enjoyed it, but I'm like, there's too many other better animes than this to keep watching this crap, and I gave up on it. Peter Grill is getting a second season.
I never started it, even though it was on my list. And also, how can you get much more ecchi than some of the shows that I'm thinking about in my head right now?
And Ross is up to 12.
So I'm guessing Gundam was number 12 for him because we had just moved to Peter Grill, and I know that there was a time delay. So Russ, if you could just put a title or something like what you did with Beast Tamer number 9, and then I'm not sure if you said number 10 out of 20 for Reasons of Pink and Blonde Hair Girl, which
I'm guessing that was the farm. I'm guessing that was the Farmville anime.
yeah, and
Yep.
then I think number 11 was More Than a Married Couple for the same reason as Darren.
Correct us if we're wrong, Ross, please.
But up next on our list, we have Bocchi the Rock, which this looks like music anime.
Cloverworks, so there's that. Cloverworks has actually put out some really good shows.
They have.
And
This is basically about a high school girl who's learning to play guitar because she wants to be in a band, but she's so shy that she doesn't have a single friend. And yeah.
so, in other words, we'll probably hear Giga talking about it later on this season.
It's Cloverworks, which means it will probably be decent quality. However, based on this description, doesn't interest me personally.
I don't know.
If I'm gonna be honest, the start of it sounds a little bit about how Show by Rock started with yeah, not How-On, but Bryn April's character, the cat girl there. How she went to a new school, wanted to join the band, but was so shy she couldn't even talk to people. And then she got sucked into another world, and after that, she ends up going. So I might give this one a try, if I'm being honest. And Cloverworks has put out some amazing shows, including Bunny Girl, Darling in the Franxx, Horimiya, Fairy Tale, Spy Family, My Dress Up Darling, Wonder Egg.
Basically, anything Cloverworks touches is pretty much good.
So I'm gonna have, because of the studio, I may watch it with high hopes. They could be dashed, but that's putting a lot of clout in the studio, not so much the storyline.
Okay. we've all watched Cloverworks. We've all watched it. Aside from Spy Family, we've all watched at least a couple of other Cloverworks shows, and not the same ones.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Because I remember telling you guys about Tokyo 24. That one I thoroughly enjoyed. And that's another Cloverworks.
And I've done Horimiya. I've done The Promised Neverland. Of course, Dress Up Darling,
Wonder Egg, Dress Up Darling.
Bunny Girl. Bunny Girl was one of the first ones that I watched from Cloverworks, and they've just been putting. I think Bunny Girl was the first that I watched, and then Neverland, and then Frank's, and then I want to say Horimiya, and then, of course, Spy Family and
Dress
Dress
Up
Up
Darling.
Darling. Yep.
Persona 5 is on here. Fate Grand Order. Yeah.
The Promised Neverland.
The sailor uniform one, a lot of my friends talked about, but I never watched.
Yeah, I never watched that one.
Yeah, cutesy show more
But-
if anything.
But this is one of those
Oh, they did Idolmaster?
Cloverworks.
They have a solid reputation.
Yep.
Up next on our list is a show that probably didn't need a season 2, but I'm happy it has a season 2 because season 1 was so freaking stupid and mindlessly numbing enjoyment that I'm excited and will probably watch season 2, and that is Pop Team Epic. You do not need more Pop Team, but I'm happy it's back.
Never watched, but I know all about it.
I don't, but given the descriptions, I'm just gonna leave that one as not my thing.
It might be your thing because it's so ridiculously stupid, but it also might annoy the crap out of you because it's so ridiculously stupid.
Gag humor I tend to dislike.
That's all I say.
But that's genuinely one I am actually going to watch this season. Now, it may totally suck and not live up to season 1, which is very possible. But I am still going to go and watch it because I'm sure there are going to be nights when I'm like, I want something to watch that's stupid and pointless, and oh, Pop Team Epic. That fits every one of those check marks. Plus, where else can you watch an anime and get 4 different voice actors for the same 2 characters? Including 2 male and 2 female for the 2 main female protagonists. Anywho, moving on, we have Bibliophile Princess. I don't know anything about this. It says drama romance.
Girl is more in love with books than with people, but because she's a noble, she has to marry, so she makes a deal with this prince. He will protect her free time in exchange. She will be his fiance in name only. The years they spend together are bliss. She opens herself up to others, but all good things must come to an end. For her, who loves books more than people, ending their fake relationship should be no big deal. But as the prince grows close with another girl, she realizes that she isn't as indifferent as she once thought. And Madhouse is doing this one, and Madhouse has a great track record. However, this is one I think I'm going to pass on.
I probably am going to pass on this one as well.
Same.
But other notable Madhouse titles include Hunter x Hunter, One Punch Man, Death Note, No Game, No Life, High School of the Dead, Overlord, Black Lagoon, Hellsing,
Monster,
My Love,
Trigun,
My
the
Love
Tomb,
Story, Nana, Chobits,
Paprika,
uh, the
Cardcaptor
irregular,
Sakura,
the irregular Magic High School,
Devil May Cry,
Chaos Head. Good
One
God.
Punch, One Punch.
Gunslinger Girl. Holy crap.
Yeah,
They have been going for a while, haven't they?
yes, they have.
No Guns,
They were the masters of no second season. Chihaya
uh,
Furu was one of the only ones to get multiple seasons
No
there for a
Guns
while.
Life.
That one was No Guns Life. Was that the one with the guy who had the gun for a head?
Yes.
That was weird. I'm not
Handsome.
gonna lie. I watched some of that and that was just really, really weird. Oh my god, they did Cheese Sweet Home? That
Yep.
was adorable.
Beyblade.
Hajime no Ippo.
Madhouse did the Animatrix.
Like I said, Madhouse has a really good reputation for a lot of reasons.
Final Fantasy VII Last Order.
Cardcaptor Sakura. Chobit.
So many good shows. My gosh.
Iron Man.
Blade.
But up next on our list, we have Love Flops.
Not gonna lie, I may check this one out just because.
Comedy romance, and it looks like it fits right in your alley of the type of shows you like.
Exactly.
Not gonna lie, doesn't grab me.
Not surprised. So, Passione. So, in other words, probably going to be a little bit on the etchy side because that's what Passione does.
And Passione shows include Citrus, High School DxD Hero, Interspecies Reviewers,
Yeah.
the Harem in Another World, Rail Wars.
Yep.
Interesting. I didn't know that was them.
Yep. Higurashi, Joshi Kosei.
I might actually, seeing the stuff that the studio has done,
And Miruko-chan.
I might give this one a chance.
You see, and to be honest with you, when I used to run pages, a lot of times the pages we would create were based on a couple of things. Who read the manga, who was aware of its existence, and what studio was producing it. The studio that was producing it a lot of times determined whether or not my friends were actually going to watch them or not. As elitist as that may sound, they had good reasons for it.
I think that's going to be the first show that I'm like, I might give it a chance just because of the other stuff that the studio has produced. And I actually should have done this earlier, and that's write down a list of all the shows I said that I was going to watch.
And this is why I actually have a My Anime account,
Thank you.
List account.
Thank you, Angela.
I have
we can finally agree on.
I have an account for My Anime List. I just never use it.
So you're on the site. Use it now. That's what I've been doing. I've actually been marking the ones that, as we've been talking about them, that interest me.
That's why I have it on my phone. That way I can just go click, 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 click.
My problem is I think I sat down one day to go through and mark all the shows that I had watched, and after about 2 hours of searching shows, I'm like, I can't do this. There's too many.
I will admit, the first time I did it, when I only had like 100 shows under my belt, it took me about 2 or 3 hours
Well,
because they literally get technical with everything. They separate the specials from the seasons, from the OVAs, from the ONAs, from the movies.
and
They
that is
get very,
why I am just at the point of I'm not bothering to put in any more stuff that I watched very long ago. I'm using it for current things.
And I'm not currently logged into my anime list because I forgot my login information, and I'm not going to enter it in while on the stream because nobody needs to know my information.
That is fair.
we'd only see your email, not your password or your username. Well, actually, you could get away with it. No, you can't. My bad.
My
Because if
problem
you
is I have
forgot,
two
if you
emails that I use on a regular basis, and it would be, okay, which one did I use for my anime list, and when did I first set
now
up the
about to
account?
say, but if you're using your username, you shouldn't need an email unless you forgot that too.
I probably forgot that too. My memory sucks, I won't lie. That's why I write stuff down.
But
Up next, we have Play It Cool, guys.
Looks like a show of clumsy guys. That is a definite no.
Yeah. A slice of life comedy about guys who stay cool despite being clumsy. No.
nope.
So the opposite of Sakamoto.
Yeah, so, this just looks absolutely ridiculous. No, thank you.
Even though the studio behind it is quite reputable. So that's kind of sad that they got that one.
Yup.
Then we have Arknight's animation Prelude to Dawn, based off a game.
With no
What
synopsis and a studio I am unfamiliar with.
studio?
Yoastar
Yoastar Pictures. Never heard of them.
Azure Lane.
Okay, so in other words, they did other game themed animes.
Blue Archive, Holy Nightlight.
So yeah, game theme animes.
I'm gonna
Well, they were
call that
only
a pass.
They were established in 2020. That's why.
I'm gonna call that one a pass.
Yeah, probably not gonna watch that one. The next anime up on the docket here is called Immoral Guild. This one is a comedy fantasy ecchi. Harem.
It's harem.
I might. And
That's all you guys.
the stu and reason behind it is the studio, because I love Studio TNK, despite what they did to my season 3 with their own storyline. They honestly set the standard
All right.
for my favorite show.
Ross did comment. He's up to 15. 15 is Love Flop.
14 is Bibliophile Princess.
And then the 13 include Bleach, Shadow, Mob Hero,
Yurima, Tamer, Contact
Gameplay,
Collection,
Villainess, Married Couple, Raven, Peter Grill, Farm Skills, and Spy Family. Ross is all over the place and basically looks like he's got a couple in agreement with each of us.
Yep.
Ross is just an ultimate fan of anime and likes a little bit of everything, which that's one thing I love about having him as a fan of the show. And anybody who tunes in, you feel free to comment on any of the shows we're talking about in the chat. If you're listening to us after the fact, come back, watch the stream. You can see us scroll through. We actually have the My Anime list pulled up and pulling up synopsis and more information about each of these shows so you can get a better look of them. And feel free to comment on any of the commentary that we've made. Let us know if there are shows that you want to watch. Maybe there's some things going on that we missed. So be sure to feel free to comment. If we have information wrong, let us know. As many of you may or may not know, we are heard on multiple podcast platforms now, and not just here on. You can only catch us live on Facebook and Twitch for video, or YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch for video. Everywhere else is audio, and we only do the live stuff. All archive stuff, I believe, will only be on YouTube, maybe on Facebook as well, but not Twitch.
But
up next, we have Management of a Novice Alchemist, adventure fantasy slice of life, from a light novel. A young girl wanting to become the country's #1 alchemist.
I would say Full Metal Alchemist, but they had a whole different objective.
So reading this almost seems like some of those pharmacy shows, pharmacy isekais, without this being an isekai. I just want to open up a quiet shop in a little town and live my life, is what it kind of says to me in the synopsis. I am probably going to say a pass on this one.
Pass.
Same.
Housing Complex C up next. Horror. And it's an original.
Okay, small low-cost housing complex located in the seaside town of Kurosaki. Trouble seems to follow her wherever she goes, and horrific incidents begin to occur. Is an ancient evil stalking the residents
of Housing Complex C? And all it says is horror. It doesn't say if it's just gory.
It's only going to be a 4-episode series.
It also doesn't say where it's airing.
Probably because it's a 4-episode series.
Because that's one of those I'll probably watch it at some point, especially given it's only 4 episodes.
And length of episodes, I'm looking for. It doesn't give a time length. Sundays at 1:00 Japanese Standard Time.
Up next, we have My Master Has No Tail.
Rakugo based. You know, it's funny. We actually have a guest at Anime-Zing where Rakugo is his specialty, and he literally comes to every single one of them. And he actually has a decent turnout whenever he holds a panel or a appearance.
This does not grab me at all.
Same.
Up next, we have Yowamushi Pedal Limit Break.
Season 5.
5th season. I'm guessing this is a bicyclist anime?
You'd be correct.
So, hard pass for me?
Meh.
Haven't
especially
seen
where it's a
Prince.
5th season, so I haven't seen anything before it. And so I'm not going to waste my time to watch 4 seasons to understand a 5th.
Ditto.
Immoral Guild number 16 for Ross, and Master Has No Tail number 17 out of 20.
Japanese storytelling.
Up next, we have Four Nin wa Sorezore Uso wo Suku. The
4
story.
people and their respective lives. Not lives, lies.
Nope.
The story of 4 friends who each have a secret they cannot share with each other. Sounds like Love and Lies.
It says comedy slice of life shonen.
Comedy, slice of life. That's a eh.
I don't think.
Only because I know how some of the comedy anime can be.
This does not look intriguing to me at all. I think from here on out on the list, I think there's going to be a lot of shows that we're going to be like, nope, until we get out of the animes and into the movies, specials, things of that nature.
Well, there's also the ongoings, but we're not there yet.
Yep. Up next, we have Encouragement of Climb Next Summit.
This is basically an offshoot of Next Summit, and it's basically an offshoot of a 3rd season.
I'm gonna say no because I don't know anything about that. So
it looks like it was a summer break style anime. Hold on, let me.
Basically, Yamano Susume 3rd season, and then
Okay, indoor rock climbing. This is how it starts off.
yeah, so it's a no for me.
Which is funny because I watched Sport Climb Girls a couple seasons ago, and that was actually fun.
Okay, so the original is as a child, Aoi Yukimura adored mountains and was passionate about climbing. However, a playground accident has since left her afraid of heights, turning her toward indoor hobbies. Unfortunately, and now a shy, timid first-year high school student, Aoi has become so absorbed in these pastimes she can barely socialize with others, leaving her practically friendless. It's only when she runs into the lively Hinata Kurai, an old friend from her climbing days, things begin to change. Impulsive and high-spirited, Hinata insists on having Aoi join her in all sorts of climbing activities. Though reluctant at first, Aoi quickly finds that her time with Hinata brings back fond memories of their childhood and soon decide to start climbing again. And then from there, she gains friends that she can climb with. And this whole series started back in 2013.
So yeah, I'm still gonna say a pass.
Same.
Up next, we have Akiba Maid War.
Sounds interesting.
Maids fighting a war. There you go, Darren. That's right up your alley. Yeah. Spring 1999. Admiring and wanting to be a cute maid, a young girl comes to Akihabara. The end of the century Akihabara is filled with a wide variety of maids. The maid cafe Tan Tokotan, commonly known as Butagoya Pig Hut, is open today as well. I was in a panic because the new maid who had joined the store with me was quite unpredictable. Maids, trainers, and other Akihabara life forms appear as well, and the red bat swings into action. This is a full-fledged maid's work struggle diary given to all masters and ladies. We are waiting for you to come home, boo. That is the synopsis.
Interesting.
Not for me.
PA works.
And it's an
Original source. And Sentai film work.
Why does that not surprise me that would be a Sentai title?
Because Sentai picks up a lot of the good ones that Funimation doesn't want to take on.
I wish they would pick up interspecies reviewers and dub it, but that's probably never going to happen.
Well, they did to Love Ru, and they do hold the rights to Kiss X Sis, so you never know. Yeah, they hold the rights to Kiss X Sis for distribution. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't, because I've never seen Kiss Exist during any of the Sentai Filmworks sales, or I probably would have bought it already. I'm a DJ, because that series is really good.
That's like an original Degenerate series.
Pretty much. Up next, we have Aru Asa Dummy Head Mik ni Nayeta Orikun no Jinsi. And I'm sure I mispronounced a lot of that, but it's a girls' love slice of life. Original.
Reincarnating into a dummy head microphone, the girls practice ASMR. What the?
Yeah, what? No. That just sounds absolutely horrible. No. Enough said. No. Next up, Berserk. More Berserk. Memorial Edition.
Berserk is another one of those that I'm curious about, but there's so much that I just won't.
It doesn't die. Complex Housing is on HBO Max.
Yep.
Interesting. Up next, we have Legend of Mana, the Teardrop Crystal. No synopsis yet adventure.
It's based on it's based on the video game Legend of Mana.
Never played it, never heard of it.
That's a no.
That's wait and see and probably watch it eventually, but not now.
And this next one looks absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to say no even before I say the title. Eternal Boys.
Ditto.
Boy idol group. No.
The story follows 6 middle-aged men who have experienced success and failures in their lives. One day they decide to become an idol group and overcome such barriers as their age and their physical condition. That'd be like me trying to become an idol. Ain't gonna happen. No way. Good God, no. Just the thought of I can't stop laughing at the thought of that. There's no way. I can't believe they made an anime about this crap. No.
If they'd have said a boy band versus an idol group, then I mean same thing, but I feel idol groups are more
relevant.
That too.
But anyway, moving on from that trash, Muv-Luv, alternative second season.
I've heard a lot of stuff about Muv-Luv. I'm pretty sure the original's in my list somewhere to watch eventually. Just never got around to it.
I've never even heard of it. So
same.
And next we're getting into the shows that have very little interaction, we're talking like 6.3 thousand and under. Idolish 7, Third Beat Part 2.
Second chorus, season 3 of Idolish 7.
Just no.
No.
No,
Detective Conan.
of course, because 1,000 episodes isn't enough for that series.
And that's down at 3.3 people interaction. 3.3 thousand.
Vazrock the animation, moving ahead.
No.
No.
Pui Pui Molcar driving school.
That sounds like that would be something for children.
Pretty much.
Rewa no DG Charat.
The only thing that looks intriguing is the fact that these are like animal girls at kind of remind me a little bit of Show by Rock, but again, it looks
The
very much
franchise has been
children's.
around for 24 years.
Wow. I'm probably going to say pass on this, but the characters are kind of cute.
Megaton Q Mushi second season.
Musashi.
Musashi.
I'm exhausted, can you tell?
Mm-hmm.
Human Bug Daigaku.
A prisoner on death row for murdering his fiance. He's also an undead man who has survived many desperate situations. For this, he's earned the interest of a research institution called Human Crazy University, which studies real life phenomena and miracles. And now he's a subject.
It's based
No.
on a web comic.
Conspiracy theory anime, woohoo.
And last but certainly not least, Mamekichi Mameko Neats no Nichiju.
Nichijou.
Nichijou. This looks very ridiculous and no, just by the picture.
And then moving on,
we have the continuing TV series.
One Piece. Enough said.
Boruto. Enough said.
Detective Conan.
Enough said. Uncle
Ethan
from Another World
is trying again after production issues last season.
Crayon Shin-Chan. Enough said. I think Crayon Shin-Chan might be the longest running animated series in the world right now.
Wrong. Saizai-san was debuted back in the 60s.
Yeah, 1969.
Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer.
I have heard of that one. I have not watched it, but I have heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a psychological show.
Didn't grab me.
Okay, Utawara Mono. That's several seasons, all deep as well. Or
Digimon Ghost Game is one I'm actually watching and only a couple episodes behind on. It's actually pretty good. I'll admit I wasn't expecting to like it.
Saze-san looks like a Peanuts ripoff, just by the art.
Well, what came first, the Peanuts or them? Because
this has been ongoing since 1969. What?
Yeah, it's got several thousand episodes. It's the longest running animated series in history.
That's absolutely crazy.
Yep.
Delicious Party Precure.
Or Precure, yay.
Little Miss Maruko.
1995.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. So more Yu-Gi-Oh!
More Yu-Gi-Oh!
Shadowverse Flame.
Bono Bono. That's just fun to say. Bono Bono.
Bono Bono.
Ninjala.
Uh-huh. Shikaru Neko.
And Chikiwa.
Mm-hmm. And then 4th season of something, Kamiusagi Rope. No idea what that is. Then we got Chinese animation from the sound of it.
Shinweki Shaoyan.
Shaman.
Historical strategy game for that one. Then we have Shiwase Hayatsu Teniko.
Mm-hmm.
That originally started March of 2011.
Huh.
Space Academy, which started in 2021. Taiko Penguin.
Penguin who works in an abusive company and gripes about the difficulties of workplace life.
Kieran the Noop.
The kid show.
Timid giraffe named Noop and his hedgehog companion named Harry. Good God.
Manol no Yube.
Ganbare Chiyosu-kun.
Mad Toy Chatty.
Okay.
Now we get to the ONAs.
Okay, more 7 Deadly Sins.
That's another series I would just die.
7 Deadly Sins originally was on my list, but I never got to it.
Season 1 was good. Season 2, not so much. Season 3 was eh. Season 4 was eh. Season 1 was literally the best of the 4 seasons.
And then we have Romantic Killer.
Okay, I want to read this one. Nope, never mind. Gamer girl gets transported to a world of hot guys. Never mind.
Exception.
Every day she plays video games. Oh, never mind. We already moved on. Okay.
Tiger and Bunny 2, Part 2.
And then next is Harem Camp. Oh, wait, I forgot. I took off the 18 plus filter.
I was gonna say, what? That wasn't on there.
Yeah, take off the 18 plus filter and you'll see it.
Yeah,
that includes the hentai.
So yeah, we'll it shows you what Darren's into. Uma Yuru.
Okay, that's actually based off of Uma Musume. If you look at the characters, those are some of the horse girls.
Okay. Then I think another Chinese show, No Doubt in Us.
Yang Bu Yi 2nd season, yeah. Then another Chinese show. Several Chinese shows.
For Ordination, followed by Legendary Twins. Xing Yu Siwan Nian.
Liang Linale 3000 Yan. I don't know. And Changye Kaita Ze.
And Ross says still continuing Biscuit Hammer, which is 18. Ghost Game is 19. And the dub of your boy Kong Ming is 20.
So there's one on there that's not even... Okay.
It's a continuation because of it being dubbed. And Ross also says, I do love some of those horse girls.
Going down to the movies, that time I got reincarnated as slime
But
is a movie.
You missed a whole section, though.
The OVA section of one show.
There's 7.
Well, you have the 18 plus filter off.
Yeah, there's 6 hentais in this.
Hence,
Yeah, that's why I said there's only one there, and I took the filter off, and yeah, now put the filter back on.
Okay, movie-wise.
that time I got reincarnated as a slime,
Hype.
which does not interest me, but I'm sure that interests you guys.
I still have to finish season 2, part 2.
Oh, you're Doug. Get on it. Get on it. Get on it. Get on it.
Suzume no Tojimari.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't this a Makoto Shinkai one?
This is an original.
I know, but I'm talking. Yep, Makoto Shinkai. I'm talking about the writer, director. He's the one that did Your Name and Weathering with You and a couple others. A Garden,
Gotcha.
5 centimeters per second. The Garden of Words, I believe.
And now up next is up your alley for both of you guys. More SAO.
Yep.
But it's really the question of, is Alice in it?
Because if it wasn't for Alice, then Sword Art Online was kind of dead to me.
That's why I'm going through the posters trying to figure out if Alice is in it or not. And the answer looks like no.
I'm sure she'll pop up somewhere in there.
But
next we have Kaguya-sama.
Oh,
yes.
I just realized I might not get to see Sword Art in theaters because it drops while we're in Europe.
Maybe you'll see it in a theater in Europe.
Prob's not, because we have way too much other stuff planned. But eventually we'll watch that.
But Kaguya, yes, because the end of season 3, I believe it was, basically stole my anime list rating from Full Metal Alchemist. And that last episode, rightfully so. I'm sorry. Y'all can fight me on that one.
I haven't seen really either, so.
Well, the way that whole last couple of episodes was crafted is truly one of the most genius moves in anime, period. I'll leave it at that.
Up next, we got Boku ga Ashita Subete no Kimi.
Parallel world travel. Basically.
There's 2 of them that basically it goes with 2 different characters, it looks like.
Okay, the English title is To All of You That I Loved. So multiple different parallel worlds.
Kind of reminds me of just the multiple parallel worlds reminds me of an anime that I watched a long time ago, but I don't remember the title of it.
Steins Gate had a lot of parallel worlds because of his constant attempts to. Well, I'm not going to spoil it. And then he created a lot of different timelines during that series. That's all I'm going to say. And the other one with parallel worlds What was it? What was it? What was it?
If you look at the
Oh
next
yeah.
one,
Oh yeah, I forgot. Future Diary. There was three different worlds that resulted out of that one.
it looks like it's it looks like it's very similar. The English title, To the Only Me Who Loved You. But but the synopsis starts the same. A world where it has been established that people routinely swing between slightly different parallel worlds.
Oh, I kind of see what's going on here.
No, they're
One is
pulling a Pokemon per se because Pokemon during Black and White had two different things from.
But these are two different stories and two different studios.
I'm wondering if it's the same basic story told
Look
from
at
two
the
different people's perspectives.
look at the staff. See if the staff is the same writer. Yep, it's the same writer, I believe. Yep. Otano Yomoji, original creator on both of them. So that explains a lot.
So yeah, this looks like it is the same basic story told from two people's perspective. One says following, lives with mother following parents' divorce. The other one is lives with his father following parents' divorce.
Doug from Ross, are you thinking of Ni no Kuni? Or is the parallel world movie you're thinking called World Before You End?
No. This was one where, like, the kid, it was a boy whose father had gone missing, mother had gone missing, and he was given this artifact that gave him the ability to transport between parallel worlds to try to undo things that had happened or to try to find out what actually happened. I think it was an anime I watched because we were having a guest on who was in the show, and I wanted more information of the work the guest had done. So I watched it. I don't even think I ever finished it, but I remember watching quite a bit of it.
Hmm.
It seemed interesting, but I didn't really get hugely far into that. Up next for the movies, Watashi ne Tenshi ga Mariota, Precious Friends. This looks like a show based around small children, or a movie based around small children.
An angel flew down to me. There's your English title.
No synopsis or anything added to that, so there's some interesting shows that are going on, some interesting movies. The first Slam Dunk, Kagami no Koju, and we've got about 15 minutes left of the show, trying to run through the rest of the list a little bit quick.
There's not much left though. There's only like maybe 12 entries, if even.
Not even.
But we have Bokura no Yoke, Gardens of Remembrance,
Golden Kingdom and Water Kingdom. That's a Studio Madhouse, which means
Which means that could be decent and nobody cares, judging by the fact it's only got like 1.8 thousand interaction.
It was released. It premiere. It's going to premiere at the at the Animation is Film Festival in Los Angeles, and will officially release in theaters in Japan spring 2023.
Interesting.
A turtle shell is a human rib. What?
I have no idea. I'm looking at the picture and that looks absolutely freaking stupid.
And then let's get into specials.
Fate.
More Fate.
More Harem Labyrinth in Another World, which that means more Roxanne for those of you D-Gens who loved Roxanne. Or as I've heard a lot of people compare her to Isabelle from Animal Crossing.
More Made in the Abyss.
More Rent a Girlfriend.
And more Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer.
And then last but certainly not least, Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You.
Yes. That's all I say. Yes. More
Tonikawa was a great show. It gets a lot of crap, and I know a lot of people did not care for it, but absolutely
your wife included.
You know a girl who chants love? I don't know. Let me look that up.
I know that one. Highly high profile series. Why you know a girl who chants. If I'm not mistaken, that's the girl.
Yes, I think that's it. I think that's actually the show.
What?
You know that I was trying to remember.
The telepathic one,
where he goes between multiple worlds. Yes, actually, it is because I recognize the piece behind him in one of the photos that I'm looking at. And there was like an elf chick who showed up out of nowhere. So yeah, that would be it. Good God, just off of a bad like memory of it, Ross knew what I was talking about. God, we got some amazing people who watch this stuff.
Yep. For what it is worth, my active list for this season includes continuing with Digimon, watching the dub for Ruby Ice Queendom, My Hero Academia, Chainsaw Man, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which dropped on Netflix in September.
I've heard really good things about that.
I'm trying to avoid. I'm actively going out of my way to avoid spoilers. I was originally going to binge it on a day off, but then the day I was going to do that, husband says, "Oh, I'm actually interested in watching it with you," and we haven't watched it yet. Mobile Suit Gundam, Spy Family Part 2. And then there's a couple that I added to my list as remotely interested, but we'll see if I get there.
And right now I'm going back through the list, looking at stuff, being like, okay, is this a yes, a no? Bocchi the Rock, I said I might check out. So far for yeses, Spy Family, Beast Tamer, Uzaki-chan, and Pop Team Epic Season 2. The maybes include Love Flops, Immoral Guild, Reincarnated as a Sword, Stronger from Farming, the Farmville anime, as you guys called it. Bocchi the Rock is a possibility because I'm kind of intrigued by the story on that. So I've got 4 yeses and 5 maybes. So potential of watching up to 9 shows this season.
Okay. I got Chainsaw Man, Spy Family Part 2, Mob Psycho Season 3. Let's see. Eminence and Shadow. Reincarnated in the Sword is a maybe. I'm the Villainess, I'm Taming the Final Boss is a maybe. Beast Tamer, I'll probably end up watching because, why not?
I think you will like it, Darren.
More Than a Married Couple, but Not Lovers, absolutely. Let's see. Bocce the Rock is a maybe. Renai Flops, I think I'll end up watching. Let's see. Oh, was there another one on here? Nope, that's it for me. And then, of course, I gotta watch stuff from this past season. Oh, Isekai Oji-san is one I will be watching too. I never started the original run, so the fact that they're actually airing it over from episode 1 and going down the line this season, why not? And then I think I was gonna watch one of the ONAs. I might watch Seven Deadly Sins. And I think that was it. Minus all Kaguya movie, Sword Art movie, and Slime movie. That's a definite. And Tonikawa once it finally decides to air.
I'm trying to see if there's any, because there was some news that had come down recently, and I don't remember a whole lot about it other than there was a show that was getting brought back, but with a different cast. A lot of the main cast weren't returning because they were part of the voice actors union, and Crunchyroll was unwilling to work with
It's Mob Psycho. Mob's voice actor.
And I think there were multiple voice actors who weren't returning because they're part of a voice actors union and they're not allowed to take on jobs that are not union jobs.
As one who mostly watches sub, I don't really realize that.
I remember hearing about this, but I don't remember the details.
I tried searching my anime list about it, but I didn't see much. So I just remember that was something that had popped up.
Open mind message, Doug.
Yeah, Kyle McCarley, the English voice actor for Shigo Mob, will not be reprising his role in the upcoming season of Mob Psycho 100. The voice actor informed that Crunchyroll allegedly refused to work with him under a Screen Actors Guild contract.
I have the headline alone says Mob Psycho English voice actor says he can't return due to Crunchyroll.
So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of backlash comes from this, because let's be honest, there are anime fans out there who are absolutely crazy and love certain things. And Ross says he has 3 more shows outside of the 20 that he previously listed that he is going to be watching, including Season 6 of SWAT, Equalizer Season 3, and The Good Doctor Season 6. So he's got 23 shows that he's going to be watching. Good God. I'm thinking 9 is nuts.
Yup.
And again, the only show that we'll probably all watch is Spy Family. Because we all have very different tastes in anime.
Yup.
But I will... I am looking forward to seeing what comes down the line for more shows coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be an entertaining season. Am I going to be seeing as many shows as I saw last year? Probably not.
Darren, one side note. Two things. Cyberpunk Edge Runners is on Netflix. And it's done. And according to my Facebook feed, it is, quote, the best thing to come out of Studio Trigger.
Studio Trigger? Okay. About to say, Studio Trigger is known for its trippy work along with Studio Gainax, so I'm peaked. I'm interested.
Little
So-
program reminder for everybody out there. Next week, we have an amazing guest joining us. Somebody who hopefully he doesn't think we were stalking him after seeing him at 3 conventions this year. Griffin Burns is going to be joining us. Also, next week, if you are in the Syracuse area, I will be at Retro Game Con Saturday and possibly part of Sunday. I'm excited to get out to my first gaming convention. Preparing for a whole new experience. I'm going as an attendee, not as press, no tables or anything like that. So it's going to be fun to scope out a gaming style convention that's got a mixture, from what I understand, of tabletop and video gaming. Some amazing voice acting guests are going to be there, including Sean Chiplock and Christina V, who I am honestly the most excited to meet. Christina V, because she was one of my favorite tsunderes, Luis Francois from ReZero.
Zero or Familiar Zero?
Familiar Zero, I'm sorry. Familiar Zero.
Wow, that's an insult to one of your favorite shows.
I like both shows, but I'm tired, so it was easy to... I had the zero right. But I will be there. I'll be leaving the con, or be leaving the Syracuse area around noon on Sunday to make sure I'm home in time. Plenty of time to be ready for the show Sunday night. Coming up October 16th, we have Manic Dan from Manic Mart. Dan Flanders will be joining us talking about the spooky side of things. And then coming up October 23rd, we will have Christy Rothrock with our Halloween special. Christy said she may dress up in a costume, so that could be fun. Maybe Darren will dress up and turn his camera on. Who knows? It is spooky time.
Ross says he gave Christina the card at his con a few weeks ago. So good luck. And thank you, Ross. We'll see you next week.
Wednesday night, I'm not sure if we're going to have a show or not. I know I said we were going to do one last week, but I know Angela had a migraine. Darren was dead from working, and I had some stuff come up, so I didn't have a chance to really do a show like I wanted to. So the Wednesday night shows, try to do them when we can, but it's not a definite thing yet.
I will say for me, count me out on Wednesdays until after I get back from Europe, because I have way too much crammed into 3 weeks.
Understandable. We'll be lucky to get you on the Sunday shows.
The Sunday shows are set in stone because it's already on my calendar.
And we are going to be working on getting guests for October 30th and into November. And of course, I'm still trying to work on lining up our Christmas special, which is going to be on December 18th. So looking at bringing in some really good voice acting guests for that show. But again, thank you to everybody who tuned in. If you are listening to us via podcast, thank you so much for joining us. If you want to come over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel. we are continuing to grow. We are having lots and lots of fun here, and we love the interaction with the fans. So come over for the live shows, interact in the chat room. We love hearing from you. Until next week, when we have Griffin Burns joining us, have a wonderful week. Stay safe, enjoy your animes, and we'll see you right here again for more Anime-Zing Radio on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch.